Welcome to Publisher Spotlight. I'm so glad you decided to visit us today, and I'm very excited also to tell you about these cool new nonfiction books from some of our publishers. Let's start off with A Plan for the People, Nelson Mandela's Hope for His Nation. This is an incredible book. It's so gorgeously illustrated by Charlie Palmer, who did The Teacher's March, and it's written by Lindsay McDivitt, who actually grew up in South Africa. So she also has several other nonfiction books that she has done. But this is truly a story of how hope was his guiding point all through his life. As you know, he spent more than 20 years in prison. But while he was in prison, he didn't just languish there. He actually managed to get himself an education. He learned how to speak Afrikaans so that when he was out of prison, he could communicate with those in power. And this is a story of how his vision for a South Africa that was for all South Africans, black and white, everybody, that vision was what held him and kept him going, and a really important lesson for us here today. So this is Nelson Mandela Plan for People. This is from Erdman's books, and it has extensive back matter. So, I mean, when I say extensive back matter, I mean a lot of back matter, timelines, further reading, so much information that you can get about South Africa from this book. So excited to show you that one. Next up, Have I Ever Told You Black Lives Matter? So this is by Shawnee Mahiri King, who wrote Have I Ever Told You, which came out from Tilbury House. This is from Tilbury House. And he is a lawyer, African-American lawyer, and with all the unrest that was happening in the spring, he really felt like he needed to talk to his children about Black lives. And so this is that, a response to that situation that was coming out. And the illustrations are by Bobby C. Martin. Bobby Martin is a really well-known graphic designer and artist. So this is not like any kind of illustrated compilation of important people in Black history you've seen before. It's just so graphically interesting and energetic, almost just shimmers off the page. And there's so many people. Great end papers, right? Are you a sucker for good end papers like I am? And then what is really cool, actually, just gorgeously designed, what is actually really, really fun is that in the back, it has this really detailed list of everybody who's mentioned in the book. There are little vignettes at the back which explain who they are and what their place in history is. So that is Have I Ever Told You Black Lives Matter? Next up, let's talk about Women Discoverers, Top Women in Science. This is from NBM, which is a very respected graphic novel publisher. This book originated in France, believe it or not. It's about 20 women who made a difference in science, and they're just not the usual suspects, although it does have some of those. Marie Curie is in here, Ada Byron Lovelace is in here, but it also has others, people from Africa, China, and people that may not be as familiar to us here in the United States. But it's told in a graphic format, so for those young people who just really want that kind of level of information and like it conveyed in a graphic format, then this is the way to go. Beautifully, beautifully illustrated. It's chock full of great information and just really powerful. So I hope you take a chance to look at that from NBM. And this is part of their Comets biography series. So math, physics, computing, astrophysics, engineering, all that is covered in here. Let's go on to Fossils from Lost Worlds. This is from Gecko Press, also from France. France has really great looking nonfiction this year. And this takes a look at dinosaurs and creatures of ancient times, ancient times, from the very first organisms up through the dinosaurs. There are 24 different creatures covered in this. And just looks at the fossil record and uses that as an entry point into talking about those different creatures. So this is, illustrations are just fantastic. You can see, you can learn so much about a book from the actual, and from the table of contents. And it's just gorgeous. So the information is told in an illustrated format and also in a graphic format. So for the kids who really like to get their information from graphic nonfiction, this is a great way to go. And the next book I have to show you is also perfect for that. That is The Good Germ Hotel from One on Earth Books. So this is A Good Germ Hotel. Meet your body's marvelous microbes. Did you know that if you are 66 pounds, it's been so long since I was 66 pounds, but if you did, that you would have several trillion microbes in you that would probably weigh about the same, about 2 pounds, about the same as a small pineapple. Just one of the cool little facts that's in this book. But you can see that it's organized, again, in this graphic nonfiction format. Ooh, it's always fun when you have poop. And this is the Germ Hotel. You are. And this is such an important topic right now because kids need to understand how germs work, what germs are good, what they do. Here's an intruder alert. And especially at a time when we're talking about vaccines so much, how those work, how antibiotics work, all that kind of fun stuff. So that is the Good Germ Hotel from What on Earth Books, which is the home of great illustrated nonfiction. And lastly, I want to show you this from Tiger Tales. This is so sturdy, and it's great for those preschoolers who are always asking why, and you don't want to say shut up, but you may feel that way sometimes. I'm not here to judge. But anyway, this is for those kids who just have so much curiosity and you want to feed it. So this explains how a rocket actually works. And it's got these extremely durable die-cut illustrations and these fantastic call-outs all throughout the book. I actually learned a lot from this. So it's about how the rocket works and how a rocket trip works, how you could actually go to the moon, and just so much great information that a kid who wants to know those kinds of things is just going to pour over this thing and never want to give up, never want to give the book up. So that is How It Works Rocket, just a few of the great nonfiction books that we have in our booth. Please go to our Pinterest page to see even more. I think we have like 30 really good nonfiction books. So I hope you'll check out our Pinterest board and check out the other parts of our themed booth talks.